This is finally the long-awaited video, at least what I think has been long awaited, about my trip to Tijuana, Mexico, and how I went there to get my ethnic rhinoplasty. I'm just honestly gonna try to reiterate the story to the best of my memory. I mean, obviously I know I lived it. I was the one who experienced it. I was the one who went through it. But you know, life gets crazy and you forget. People forget naturally. We're all human after all. Basically, I knew I was going, the story begins with me going to Mexico for spring break. So I had flew into Cancun with my sister and we stayed a week at this amazing resort. Oh my God, it was fabulous. I miss it. I actually want to go back. Comment down below if you want me to tell you where we went. And I didn't want to just like leave just yet. But you know, hey, I'm already in Mexico, and you know how Mexico is. Like, it's far cheaper to get anything done there than it is at the US. And I had been itching at the idea of getting my nose done. Like, I knew that I wanted to get my nose done for forever. It wasn't until I had seen and found this place called Vive Plastic Surgery. Obviously, they checked all the boxes off for me. They looked professional, they seemed professional. I reached out to them. I had spoken to other girls that went to them. Apparently a lot of girls that live in San Diego, they go there to get a lot of their work done. Being that I was already gonna be in Mexico and I had like an ideal date in mind, like, okay, if I was gonna do this, I would want it to get it done on this certain date. That certain date was between like April 8th and April 10th. And when I had reached out about inquiring about getting it done during that day, guess what day was available? April 9th. So I'm like, okay, this might be a sign from the universe that like, okay, yeah, this is gonna be good. It's clearly working out for me. So I paid the deposit, which was $700. I was booked and set for April 9th to get my rhinoplasty. So after I made the deposit, they basically told me that I'm not allowed to travel, or at least I have to come back after 10 to 12 days to get the cast off. I didn't want to just like, you know, go all the way to Mexico and have to fly all the way back to New York and then do it all over again after 10 to 12 days, because that would have been honestly too much and honestly way too expensive. So I ended up just staying in Mexico the whole entire 10 to 12 days. And I'll insert clips of like, you know, my experience. To be honest, it was like, it was kind of scary just because I was in a new country. I didn't speak the language and I was just by myself. Like, my sister stayed with me for the first day and then she ended up having to go back to New York for work. So I stayed the whole entire time by myself. Let's backtrack to after I paid the deposit, I have the date set. So I'm like, okay, oh my God, where am I gonna stay? And you know, Mexico's definitely a lot cheaper. And after talking to the surgical coordinator, she had recommended some hotels. And they also offer a surgery house that they work through, and the prices for that surgery house were like really good. Like for the 10 to 12 days, they were only charging about $1,200 for that time frame. And I wanted to go with them, but they were booked out. They had no availability. So my last resort was to book an Airbnb. And I found this cute little place. I don't know if I took video footage of it, but it was a cute little 1-bedroom with an outdoor patio. And in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, great, this place has a patio. Like, in case I get too hell-bent on staying inside, I can always go at least out the balcony and feel like I'm getting fresh air. The Airbnb ended up being really cute, and I felt really great about it because it had 24-hour security. It was gated. It was on a really high-up floor. I think I stayed on like the 10th floor. And, you know, being a girl, like, you never want to stay on like the first or the second floor. Like, you want to be high up, just in case anything goes down. But thank God nothing did. First day, we get settled, we get checked into the Airbnb. We go to the grocery store and buy all my food, like rice, chicken, vegetables, snacks, bottles of water for me to have and consume. And then we went to like this Dollar Mart. Like, I forget what the Dollar Mart's name was, but it was like really right, it was like literally right around the corner from the Airbnb. And like I was looking for water bottles, right? And like, I'm looking for water bottles. They have a bunch, and I pick up, they have this showcase of water bottles all piled up. And I'm looking at it, I pick one up, and I guess I didn't put it back properly. I place it back down like this, and it drops and it cracks like the top. And then this security lady, she runs over and then she's like, she picks up the water bottle and she's like, oh, she shoves it in my face and she's like, I don't speak Spanish, but I only speak like a little bit. But basically, I think what she was trying to say to me was like, oh, you broke it, you have to pay for it. And I was just like, what? Like, what do they do that at? Like, girl, I know I look American. I look like I don't come from here, but like, no, I'm not gonna pay for some raggedy water bottle. Obviously, I didn't say that. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, it's no problem, whatever. And then, but luckily, honestly, and that's a big thing too, during my whole entire time I was there, I had this affirmation in my head that I'm always in the right place at the right time. Things are working out for me. I'm protected. And literally right when that lady was like, oh, you have to come pay for this, the manager or some other coworker was behind me and he was like, no, she doesn't have to pay for it, like whatever, like forget about it. And you know, he stood up for me. And I don't know your name, but thank you. Thank you for looking out for me. Because honestly, that lady could have easily took advantage of me and like charged me double at, I guess, right place, right time. So, all right, boom. I got my supplies. I have my surgery clothes. I know I can't eat anything for at least 12 hours. Like I have to stop eating, drinking water at 10 p.m. because I was gonna be the first surgery of the day. My surgery was scheduled at 6 a.m. And you know, I'm kind of excited, I'm nervous, I'm like, what the hell, what the hell am I doing? Why am I here? But that didn't settle in until I got into the hospital room and waited for the doctor. And mind you, the whole entire time, I haven't met my doctor yet. I haven't sat down and had a consultation with him. The only contact I've had was with the front desk people at Vive and the surgical coordinator. And you know, a normal person would take this as a red flag and be like, what are you doing? Like, no, like you should feel like all your bases are covered. But for me, I kind of just like was whatever, like took the chance. And like talking about it now, I'm just kind of like, what the hell was I doing? But it is what it is. I survived. I have both my kidneys. My nose is healing. She's coming together. It's all right. I get there at 6 a.m. and me and my sister are the first people there because my sister comes with me. Me and Sabato are here at the plastic surgery center. It's 6 a.m. almost 6 a.m. and we're just waiting to get in. How's it feel, Sabato? That's the car that's gonna be picking you up. That's good. I'm excited for my sister. She knows. Happy for you. Thanks. Excited. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be great. This guy was like, oh yeah, el nombre, and at the time I was like, what, my phone number? But no, he was like asking for my first and last name to sign in. Yeah. So I signed in, boom, and they were like, okay, I'm waiting in the lobby for them to call us. And as I'm waiting, other girls are coming in. You know, everybody's dressed cute and comfy with their socks and shit. And I'm just like, dang, I should have wore like a pajama set or like an overnight bag, but I didn't. I'm like so silly, I didn't. All I brought was the clothes on my back, my stupid baseball hat, and some flip-flops. Like I should have brought socks at least to be comfortable. But anyway, so they're like, all right, it's time to go back now. The Vive is here, and then the hospital that they do all the surgeries from is literally right next door to their office. So we just walked, me and a bunch of girls walked over, and you could tell like about these other girls, like I think 2 of the girls were getting BBLs, another girl was getting a rhino, and this other girl was getting like a breast aug or like a tummy tuck slash mommy makeover. So I felt good. I was like, okay, I'm not gonna be the only one here. And so they take us up to our hospital rooms, and the lady's like, oh yeah, this is your room, and this is like showing everybody their rooms basically. I guess they put the girls that were getting the noses done here, girls who were getting the butt done here, and they're in and they're out. So I'm in the room. My surgery sister hasn't come in yet. It's just me by myself. And then they had me change into like, you know, a cap and robe. So the nurse comes in, but you could tell this nurse was like, she was young, like she was new. And she was like looking to put the needle into my vein to, you know, the thingy. But this girl was like, she must have been fresh out of nursing school because she failed to put that thing in multiple times, and she literally had to switch from my right hand to my left hand. And in my mind, I'm thinking like, what the hell? Like, can I get an actual professional here? Like, this girl doesn't know what she's doing. But eventually, she was able to put the needle in, and I had the IV. So I'm sitting there, and then that's when my doctor comes in. So Dr. Daniel comes in, you know, I really liked his presence. He was very calm. He spoke great English. He made me feel comfortable, and I was just telling him like, this is what I want, and I showed him my wish picks for the ideal nose that I wanted, and he was just like, listen, you have to be careful about your tip, and I'll try to do the best I can, because he said that if he did it too much, then it would risk the blood cells on my tip. So I really appreciated that he was like, okay, be realistic, girl, like, I'm gonna do what I can. and he did. After I meet with him, I feel great, because like, honestly, that's the other thing too. I was really basing the surgery off of vibes. Like, I was like, okay, if I don't like this doctor, I'm just gonna like leave. I'm literally gonna walk out right now. I'm just gonna be like, you guys can fuck it. You guys can keep my little 4,000, and I'll get that money back, whatever. But honestly, I felt fine. Like, it wasn't scary to the point where I was like, okay, well, I need to leave. But I was just like, it was chill. I didn't see any red flags besides the nurse. So anyway, another nurse comes in, and then she puts me in a wheelchair. They make me take off my earrings, and mind you, these are like diamond Tiffany earrings that I had nowhere to put them, so I literally put them on the table. And thank God when I was done, they were back, because I was like literally being a menace to the nurses, and I'm really sorry after the fact that I guys did that, and I really appreciate you guys for taking care of me. The nurse comes in and she wheels me back to the back room, and I'm like, they're asking me questions. They're like, oh, is this your first surgery? Where are you from? How old are you? They're asking me questions like, do you smoke? Do you drink? I think they were just doing that as they set up to get my mind off of things. And then they had me sit on this table, and I'm laying there, and I'm talking to the anesthesiologist, and there's like these giant surgical lights shining down on me. Like, imagine like stadium lights, but pointed down towards you. That's what it was giving. I was looking at that and answering his questions, and then boom, all of a sudden I was out. I guess during my surgery, he ended up taking a little bit longer than usual. He took like 4 hours to do my nose. And by the time I woke up back in the hospital room. And honestly, it just felt like, didn't feel like any pain, but just felt like a lot of pressure. Like if you put like a lot of pressure here, like in between the space between your eyes and nose, that's what it felt like. I was like surprised because I could breathe through my nose, but it was wet. And I, you know, automatically assumed that must have been blood or, you know, the surgical fluids that they use. And I wake up and I'm like, oh my God, where's my sister? Where's my sister? I want to go home. I want to go home. I don't want to be here. I don't want to spend the night here. And like, you know, the heart thing that goes like beep, beep, beep. Mine was like beep, beep, beep. I was just like, I don't want to be here. Where's my sister? Give me my phone. And the nurses are just like, oh my God, this girl is crazy. This puta is a loco. So I survived the night through the hospital. They gave me food. They gave me stuff to drink, whatever. And the next morning comes and I'm cleared to head out. I look like a bug. Ooh, child, I need a chemical peel. I didn't have like a transportation service booked at all. Please don't be like me and do everything last minute. I didn't have a car booked to pick me up, but thank God the clinic, they offer pickups and drop-offs. So I was able to have one of their drivers take me back to my Airbnb. So I get all my stuff together, I'm bandaged up, right? And you could clearly see the swelling, like a swelling. I'll insert a clip. It was just like, this side was bigger than this side. My eyes were just like swollen, and like if I tried to open them, I couldn't. It just felt like I was squinting. So this is my first day home from the hospital, and I am so stuffy and swollen. I feel like I just keep blowing up. I like literally barely open my eyes. And this is me. First day off the table. Second day. Actually, first day full post-op. But yeah, you guys, I was like doing my research and stuff, and the girls were telling me that there's a lot of like swelling in this. They weren't kidding, that's for sure. It just feels like some goggles are on my face that I don't want to wear.
And it's frustrating because I can't wear my glasses. So I'm wearing my contacts. I have to wear my contacts for 6 months. And I'm just like struggling to keep them in my eyes. My eyes are just watery. But I took 2 arnica tablets and I'm sipping on water. So I hope that helps. I'm going to position my head back. Or maybe, I don't know. Oh, this freaking sucks. But it's going to be so worth it. Okay. I'm going to go scroll TikTok endlessly. And probably ice my face. And go from there.
I've never in my life experienced this type of swelling before. So I managed to get back up to my Airbnb and I'm by myself. And you know, the first thing I do is like, okay, I need to rest. I need to make sure I have my water. So I have my bed set up with like everything that I need, like my medications, everything. And I'm texting my surgery sister. She's like, oh yeah, did you make it? I did. Thank God for her. Because it's like, you know, going through this alone, at least I was able to find companionship, somebody else that was going through the same thing as me, and I didn't feel so alone. Like, she really comforted me and made me feel taken care of and seen, and like, I'm not the only one going through this. But fast forward, after my first night, it was fine. Like, I could still feel I was like really tired from the anesthesia. I sleep it off. Next day, I'm feeling a lot better. And you know, I'm able to like walk around. I'm able to get like my food delivery, go downstairs and get it. And it's funny because at the Airbnb, it was like a condo, and I was running into the residents that also lived in the building, and you could just see they were just like unfazed. They were like, oh, okay, we got another surgery girl here. Like, I'm sure the type of visitors they see in that condo that walk through, they just don't care. They're like, at this point, it's like whatever. So I had gotten my surgery done on Wednesday, and then the next day was Thursday, and then Friday comes, and I had no idea that a nightclub, like this karaoke bar, was across the street from the building. When I tell you, these people were so loud, like, and they went all night, like to like 4 or 5 a.m. just singing, being loud, and it wasn't just like loud, it was like burp, burp, burp. But thank God the Airbnb host, he had provided earplugs. So I just thought it was like so funny, like, oh my God, here I am healing, and then there's like this party going on downstairs. But thank God I have these earplugs, and you know, that helped a little bit. Like, that helped to muffle the sound and make it like bearable. After multiple days of this, honestly, I was just like trying to keep myself sane. I was reading books, I was watching like TV shows, Breaking Bad. I was like planning like my come up, you know, I was like ordering outfits. I was like on Pinterest putting together a board. I was, okay, after this time I'm gonna do this. I was literally planning a whole new life for myself. Cause you know, when you're down, like, you're not down. Like, this is preparations for you to be up. Fast forward to the pre-op appointment. They take off my cast, and I was like kind of shocked at what I saw. Like, I looked very swollen, and what I immediately thought when the cast came off was like, oh my God, Piggy. It was giving Miss Piggy. Like, it was just so upturned and swollen. I was just like, oh my God, is it gonna look like this forever? For 2 months, okay? Every other day. Okay. So I'm cleared to go for post-op. And so Tijuana is like right on the border of America, and when you drive through it, you get to San Diego. It took me a minute to get through the border, like it took a while, but I made it through. And then from there, I flew from the San Diego airport back to New York. I took like the red eye. Kind of at first I was kind of nervous, like, oh my God, people are gonna be looking at me. Do I need to get like a wheelchair? Am I gonna like swell up from the cabin pressure? But no, everything was fine, everything was cool. Like, once I got to the airport, people were being so helpful. They were like, oh, can I help you with your luggage? Are you okay? Da da da. And that gave me hope in human nature. So I make it back to New York, and I reunite with my sister. And honestly, from there, I filmed into my TikTok at 5 weeks, and that blew up, and you guys know where that went. But honestly, it led us to here, so I can't blame it. But honestly, would I recommend other people go to Vevey? Yes, I would recommend that they would go there, but I wouldn't recommend to do what I did. I would say make sure you're prepared, make sure you have your drivers in place, you have food, you have like entertainment, like just make sure you're good. But other than that, I'm loving my nose. This has been a journey. Out of all of the surgeries that I've gotten, I think the rhinoplasty is probably the most difficult one, because it's more mental. Like when you get your boobs done, it's just like, you know, they're done, they're like up here and you're waiting for them to drop. But when you're rhinoplasty, this is like the first thing people see. So after my video went viral, everybody was saying I got botched, I looked crazy, oh my god, you should have went to Turkey. But no, it's like a healing process. And that's the other thing too, like I feel like everybody always thinks Turkey, 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 go to Turkey for this. And Turkey is a hub, a medical hub in itself, but then Tijuana is also a major hub. And not only that, it's a lot closer to the US than Turkey is, and it's just as affordable. Tijuana is a little, you know, it's a little ghetto, it's a little, you know, but you know, can use some loving. And you know, it's sidewalks and like the neighborhood and stuff like that. I really do think they are working on changing their reputation into being a reputable and respectable surgery hub. So I have to give them that. And honestly, when I went to the new medical plaza, it's like, imagine this mall and it's like full of like medical stuff. Like you can get like Ozempic, you can get Botox, lip filler, facial, all in this one building, and they're shopping. It's so amazing. All in all, I did it. I survived a nose job at Tijuana. I'm loving my results so far. I know that every day it's different. And that's kind of like what the mind game is because every day you don't know what you're gonna wake up to. Like some days I wake up, my nose is like super swollen, and then other days I see it so defined and I'm loving it. And you know, the tip is gonna drop. I can't wait for the tip to drop even more because I just feel like it'll make me look more proportional. But yeah, I survived Tijuana.